The history of the Bengal Delta begins thousands of feet above sea level. Here, glacial melt and heavy monsoon rains converge. Billions of tons of sediment drag down these mountain slopes each year, violently carving into the land below. This continuous runoff created a sprawling, intricate maze of tidal channels and floodplains emptying directly into the Bay of Bengal. Early humans saw the utility in this volatile landscape. The dense grid of flowing water functioned as an immense high-speed superhighway. Around 2000 BCE, predictable monsoon winds carried Austroasiatic travelers from the east directly into these estuarine channels. These early populations, ancestors of the modern Munda people, navigated the complex environment using simple, shallow-draft wooden watercraft. These migrants brought two specific innovations to the region: advanced maritime navigation techniques and the foundational methods for cultivating rice in flooded terrain. This prehistoric migration provided the genetic and technological groundwork for a society that would eventually manage trade routes spanning the entire Bay of Bengal. By the 4th century BCE, the expanding Mauryan Empire recognized the immense natural wealth generated by this established river network and moved to annex the delta. The empire's administrative strategy, recorded in the ancient statecraft treatise known as the Arthashastra, explicitly targeted these water routes as a primary source of state revenue. This diagram shows how the state asserted control. Mauryan administrators funneled scattered trade routes into centralized harbors, enforced standard inspections, deployed anti-piracy guards, and extracted a strict 1/6 tax on overseas commerce. Under these strict policies, the delta transitioned from a collection of foraging communities into a highly profitable, heavily guarded gateway connecting the subcontinent to the wider world. The administrative center of this maritime network was Wari-Bateshwar, an estuarine port city built along an ancient course of the Brahmaputra River. Archaeologists unearthing its warehouses have found high-value luxury goods. Local artisans manufactured and exported these distinct etched carnelian beads, which were destined for buyers in Rome and Southeast Asia. They also uncovered physical money. These silver punch-marked coins point to a monetized economy designed to facilitate complex transactions with foreign merchants. The scale of these operations was massive. Chinese monks traveling through the region recorded a port infrastructure capable of docking and servicing large, multi-masted oceanic vessels. Wari-Bateshwar provided the necessary physical interface for a hierarchy of ports, linking local production centers directly to the wider Indian Ocean. But the same geography that built Bengal's wealth contained a fatal flaw. By the 7th century, the immense volume of Himalayan sediment that formed the delta began to choke its own channels. This diagram illustrates the mechanics of a meandering river. Notice how the talweg, or the deepest part of the channel, physically shifts away from the valley walls over time. As the Brahmaputra shifted its course and silt filled the harbor, deep-water merchant ships could no longer reach the docks. The local economy collapsed, forcing kings to abandon their capital and move operations downstream. No foreign army sacked Wari-Bateshwar. It was erased by the mud. In Bengal, human empires exist entirely at the mercy of the river's restless mechanics. A millennium later, that environmental volatility struck again. In 1782, a massive earthquake violently fractured the region's topography, leaving the waterways highly unstable. 5 years later, the catastrophic Tista flood slammed into the Brahmaputra, violently forcing it to rip open a completely new channel. On this 1779 map, we see the river's original eastern path. It was suddenly abandoned and reduced to the old Brahmaputra, while the primary flow became the Jamuna. This document captured a landscape that vanished almost overnight. In the Bengal Delta, the river defines the terms of human settlement. These waterways act as the primary architects of history, constantly writing and rewriting the destiny of the land. Subscribe to AKHARA Study to uncover more forgotten histories.